Greetings, Coach Mashudu here. I trust you're well. Today is the 13th of December, and it's a Tuesday, and that's the opportunity to talk about credit repair. And today's discussion is on credit and the spirit of giving. And I'm excited that you're here. So if it's the first time whether you're joining in these lives or if you're going to listen to this as a recording, welcome to my circle. And do share and tag your friends who can learn about this. So Tuesday is all about financial wellness and also financial matters, and also teaching those who follow me about financial issues. So I'm a credit repair coach. I'm also a transformation life coach and an entrepreneur and so many other things that I do. But today's focus is on credit repair. And last week we spoke about the emotions that affects you and your money, which is fear, which is envy, which could be judgment, could be jealousy that one needs to address. And if you haven't listened to that recording, so do go to my YouTube. Also, if you are not on my other socials, so this is also recorded on my YouTube. So you can also copy the link and share with your loved ones. So the more we share the knowledge so that we can make informed decisions, the better, and life gets much better. So, as a credit repair coach, hi, Sino, welcome. I help people to improve their credit as well, to also help them to reach their financial freedom. We can reach financial freedom, it is possible. And one would say, you're talking about something that hasn't happened to you. I've had debts. I remember when I was working in corporates, by the 20th of the month, I'll be using my credit. So by that time, I'll be using my credit and then also servicing debts and just pretending that everything is fine. So my lifestyle was based on credit and also making sure that I follow the Jones and I look like I can afford. And one other things that I've learned in my financial journey is that when one gets more money, you get more increases. If you're not aware of your money issues, your money traumas, as much as more money will come through, it will run away. It will come for a few hours and then it disappears because you don't have a good relationship. So I never had a good relationship with money, which is something that I had to learn. I also offer financial wellness assessment, and I had to look at that and just seeing someone assessing my credit report, assessing my spending, assessing my assessment of how I spend my money and my insurances and all those things and the spending and the credit cards. It was very painful and I was shy and I felt judged. I judged myself before, but I had to learn that person is there as for their best interests. It's hard for me so that they can assist me. So, and then when the comments came and then say you are living beyond your means, yeah, why are you having a short-term loan? And one of the banks that I banks with is FNB, and one it's easy to get a short-term loan, and then they also when you go to your profile, it will show you you can qualify for that, but at times you realize you don't qualify. As much as you take the money at the end of the month, you need to pay it back. And with also those short-term loans, they get recorded on your credit report. And I remember we had to go and query one which was paid because within 30 days you pay that. And it's still reflected on the credit report. And when one looks for finances, that still shows, but that money is showed. So whatever you do in terms of money, it gets it depending on what debt it is, it gets also reported on your credit report. That is why it's important you get access to your credit report all the time. Be aware of what is there, and also the opportunity gives you the opportunity to be able to dispute. Because you need to dispute, because sometimes you might be looking for a loan and then you are told you can't qualify because there's something in your report which is you are not aware of, which is incorrect, and also there could be fraud. So you have got that right to do that, and you can also query that yourself if you if you want to, but it's important that you know what is happening with your money, what is happening with your credit as well, that you are not listed for things and you don't have judgments which you are not aware of and all that. So that is why it's important. So when I do the financial wellness assessment, it's you'll pay for the service, and then I'll ask you for a POA, which is your but is the power of attorney that you have to complete. And then you also get an assessment where you look at how you're spending money, and you need to be truthful. So if you are very shy, I won't be helped. I'll only be able to help you to the level of your openness. So it's an opportunity to do a surgery of your finances when you do the financial wellness assessment. But the beauty of it is that you look at your finances, and they were by this time next year in 2023 in December, you'll be saying, I know where my finances are, where I need to improve. Because you complete that, I do the groundwork behind the scenes based on what you'll send me, and then we'll have that consultation, and then from the consultation I'll provide you with recommendations of what you can do. And from there, recommendation, depending on your spending behavior, there could be that you have got some financial trauma. So we'll look at the technical side of how you can have a better repayment plan so that you finish your debt quicker, and other issues that might come up. But also you need to address the emotions, your financial trauma. So I could help you with that. So you can decide and say, I need to address also that so that I become better, so that I have a better relationship with money. So that is where I help you as well. So yes, and to those who have joined, I don't know who else. I see there are other people. Welcome, guys. Say hi and just share wherever you are. And then just tips on the credit and the spirit of giving. December it's a holidays are quite good for us, and there's that happy mood that we always feel when we are on holidays, and also it gives us the opportunity to want to spend. And at times you just want to spend because you've got that edge to spend, and it's normal, and there's a psychology behind it that we always feel. Hi Adelaide, welcome. So there's a psychology. So you shouldn't really judge yourself for why you're spending, because there's a psychology. It's like you feel joy, and normally festive is an opportunity to relax, to take time off and spend time with your family, and it's an opportunity to rejoice, and depending on what faith you are, to celebrate and have time with family. To others it's a difficult time because if there's conflict in the family, so it just brings more stress. So enough of the stress, but today let's just talk about the financial part of it. So I just want to share a few tips that you can do. So it's still today the 30th, so you still have got time. Most companies are closing tomorrow. And for Enabler Solutions, we are closing on the 23rd of December, and then we'll open on the 9th of December. So it's only a few clients for that we might work with for now in those two, for now. So I'm not taking many new clients because I know people at the moment, they're really tired, they want to rest. So we're closing on the 23rd of December, opening on the 9th of December. So if you need any financial wellness assessment, do let me know. I'll also share my number so that you can reach out, and I'll send you more info. And also there's a free financial fitness guide, and if you're not aware of your finances, ask for that guide and do it and see where your finances are and do the quiz. So have that vulnerability with yourself and do the quiz, and from there do make a decision whether you do something about what you found out from the quiz, or you don't do it. You have made a decision. You can make a decision to say, I'm going to change my finances, or you can make a decision of say, I'm not going to do nothing. So it's still a decision. Whether you decide or whether you or not is still a decision. So coming back to the tips on what you can do during this festive holidays and how you spend, because whatever you do now is going to affect you throughout the rest of the year. And we just had also interest rate increased by 75 base points, and understand that few which are coming throughout the year next year. So beware. So one of the tips that you need to be able to prepare for the impact of inflation, that is the interest rate. Be prepared. And now with this being festive, we came from Black Friday. Now we are going to the 16th, it's a holiday. The 25th, it's a holiday, it's Christmas. And then we've got New Year's Day. So those are holidays, and you might find that you're just going to spend like crazy. So just be aware of that, and also factor in that schools are opening. My daughter's school is opening on the 10th of January, and yesterday we had to go and buy a uniform. So that is covered for a new school. So uniforms, we bought stationery on Saturday. So now we just to pay the school fees. So others, they pay school fees. So that's an opportunity. I know other schools will give you 10 or 5% if you pay the school fees by end of January, the full school fees. So look into that. If you haven't factored that, look into that, looking into the future, and look at the inflation. So you need to plan for this December, and the planning starts even now. And if you haven't done any, I would say, the goal setting, and you don't know how to set goals and a vision board for yourself, do reach out. I've got an online class for those who are far away from me on the 4th of February 2023, and then those who are in Richards Bay on the 21st of January. So do register for that so that you can learn. We look at all areas of your life on how you can set goals as well. And you also learn about life skills tips. So it's not a cut and paste. So it's important that you plan ahead. So January is coming, you pay, and you do it now. It's better to do it this way, because when Christmas comes, when you're at the shop, you just want to spend. I know, I've done it. I've been a victim to it, and I'm always a victim. So that is why I had to learn from my mistakes. So you also need to plan what you're going to be spending money on. That is quite important. So consider school fees, and throughout the month, what you're going to give, how you're going to manage the month. Because January, we always say January is got 62 days, even though it's 31 days, but just plan for it. And also, before you go shopping, eat before you leave. Eat before you leave is quite important, so that you make informed decisions. And for future, if you haven't, set up a budget for December, and set up a budget for the holidays. And you can also have a savings club. I run a savings club, so we're looking forward to that, and we've been doing it for years now. So we call our savings a 13th check, and most of the ladies, they save so that they pay for universities, they pay for school. So when the money comes out, I don't put it in there. The bank does everything EFT, so that's the beauty. So the members will go to the bank and just tell the bank what they need to do, who needs to get what based on the savings. So we don't touch the money. So everything is electronic. So I love that. So you could set up that. You can join us as well if you're interested. And then also there's a constitution that you'll have to follow. So we love that. And it has been quite amazing. We're telling ourselves we need to maybe invest in property. And then also be mindful of the gifts, because this is the time of giving. There are people who don't like gifts. There are people who just need your time. So with your loved ones, it's important that you know their love language, what makes them happy. As much as everyone is spending this, you might find that when you give that person the gift, they don't appreciate it the way you would have loved them to appreciate. So understand the love language of your friends and your loved ones as well. So that is quite key, because to make sure that whatever you give them is more meaningful to them, and also understand yours and also communicate yours to theirs, so that they give you the gifts that you really need, and you go like, Mashudi gave me this gift and I didn't like it, but I wouldn't have known. So one has to invest in that as much as, because even the money you're going to use, you have to think about how much you're going to use, what you're going to do. So invest in understanding their love language. And during this time, avoid debt as much as you can. think about it and say, by end of January, will I be able to pay this debt? So it's unnecessary to go on debt if you can't, just to make the Jones happy, making everyone happy. And it's important during this time you communicate with your family, say, guys, maybe you have had other commitments, or maybe you had your salary with inflation you cannot meet. Tell them, I can't afford. But the fact that I'm here, it needs to be celebrated. So communicate things that you won't be able to do in future. So if you just say it, you're gonna sleep by yourself, you'll have anxiety, you'll have heart attacks, you'll have all these emotions, and you will create the dis-ease in your body, which is unnecessary. And with that, you're gonna have to spend more money going to doctors, going to hospital, and all that drama. All you could have done is just communicate and let everyone aware of your issues. So that is quite important. Do that as well. And yeah, so with the tips that I've shared, just a recap: prepare for inflation. We've got few interest rates from what I hear that are coming through next year as well. And you find that if you've got a bond, you're going to pay more because of the interest rate. Understand the gift language of those you love. Avoid debt as much, and also be aware, and also look at your credit report this month as well. And wherever you are, be vigilant. Be vigilant and eat before you go, and spend and communicate where you can afford, and don't be in debt unnecessarily. And you still have got time, pay for your school fees, buy school uniform, the shoes, check what the kids needs, because it's very painful that January starts and you've been overspending, and when it comes to the time that kids have to go and there's nothing. So do plan now, and you can do it. So that is what I wanted to share. And if you need the financial wellness assessment, WhatsApp me on 061 518 3208. And we're closing on the 23rd of December, opening on the 9th of January. And with that, I will do another live next week. So yeah, so I'll do the last one for the year, but look out for that. And look out for more info that I'll be sharing on the socials about credit as well, and the assessments. And I'll also share the link on one of the posts for the assessments if you want to do that, so that you can plan ahead next year. There are people who are getting bonuses in March, getting bonuses in January, in February, depending on which corporate or company you work for. But do you have plans for it? Because if you don't have a good relationship with money, it's going to affect you. Whilst on the relationship with money, how are you spending your money? What is your relationship with money? When you were young, the caregivers, your parents, or those who raised, how did they handle money? Are you repeating the same mistakes or the same patterns? If you are, you need help, get help. Do something so that it doesn't continue with your kids as well, so that you stop it. And also you'll teach them on those things as well. With that said, enjoy the rest of your afternoon, and then do share and tag your friends. And if you are on YouTube, like and subscribe so that you're able to get these recordings much easier. And thank you guys for your time. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.